Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. The next question I believe we have already partly answered. It goes, if someone wants to dedicate one's life to knowledge, seeing the necessity of knowledgeable people in their own society to guide the people, and doesn't consider marriage so that he can be more focused in seeking knowledge, will the person be sinful for leaving a sunnah intentionally, especially in our times?
First of all, marriage is something that is recommended. It is a sunnah, but it also falls under the 5 general rules that covers everything. And we have general rules. Anything you do can be mandatory, recommended, permissible, not recommended, forbidden. So marriage can be likewise. Marriage, in the case of a person who is inevitably going to fall into fornication and sin, is mandatory. You have to get married. But if you're not going to fall in sin and you have the means to get married, though you're not interested, it is recommended for you to get married. And it becomes permissible, and it becomes not recommended, and it becomes forbidden, depending on what this would lead to. So in the case of Imam al-Nawawi, when he was asked, why you great scholar of Islam who have done so much service to Islam and the spreading of Islam, why aren't you following the sunnah of getting married, which has a lot of good benefits behind it? He answered by saying it has good benefits behind it, but it also has a lot of bad deeds and aspects and responsibility that I fear I would not be able to fulfill. Because he knew his devotion for knowledge would make him not give his wife her fully needed rights. He was afraid of the responsibility, and that's why he did not get married. But for us nowadays to say, well, I'm like Imam al-Nawawi, well, we all wish we were like him, and getting rid of our wives, not for the sake of Allah, but for the sake of shaitan. Just we would like to have our peace of mind and being on our own. Yet, this is not part of the sunnah. For those who want to acquire knowledge, who want to be devoted to Islam in the service of Islam, you will not be better than the Prophet ﷺ. And he himself married. And he himself instructed us to marry. And when the 3 companions said that the Prophet, Allah has forgiven his sins, the previous and the coming, so one of them said, I would never ever marry women, thinking that this is a good deed that he would get closer to Allah by. The Prophet got furious and angry, and he said, whoever seeks a way different than my way, he is not among me. Whoever follows a sunnah other than my sunnah, he is not from me. I marry women, I sleep and I pray, and I fast and I break my fast. Therefore, you would definitely be advised to get married following the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, and not following the sunnah of scholars, no matter how great they were in the service of Islam. Allah knows best.